All right, hey leaders, what's going on? It is Alex, and I'm just in the middle. I'm actually taking a short, tiny break in terms of actually building a new training for the Vault team there. So I wanted to just take this moment and kind of share a question I think a lot of us, especially like you big vision leaders, which by the way, you are incredible, struggle with. And I think that area that we struggle with so much because we have this massive vision and we have this big, deep desire to make an impact. But most of us struggle with this one area. And it's and naturally, it's very key to actually turning that big vision into a reality. And that question is how do we execute? Where do we execute? What should we be spending our time and energy and our resources on in terms of making sure we get to our goal the fastest? I want to actually kind of break it down into one area where I think as leaders we struggle with the most. Now, kind of giving you a little bit of a background story. It's kind of it's gonna sound like it's a heartbreak story, but the reality is that it's kind of I hope the story is let's put it this way. It was a wonderful lesson that I get to share with you right now. So back in 11th grade, I had this major crush on this amazing, incredible at the time, beautiful, I'm sure she's still amazing, incredible woman. And we dated for a little bit of time. And obviously I thought, she was great, she was incredible. But then one day she came up to me after lunch and, high school sweethearts, you get together, you got to say something sweet to each other. And I was all ready to say something. And she kind of came up with a face that looked like blank. Looking just like this. And I was a little taken aback. I could tell, you get that gut instinct where, something bad is about to happen. And she came up to me and she goes, Alex, I am dumping you. Taking a step back, I'm like, wait, what do you mean you're dumping me? She's like, I don't like you. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be friends. I don't want to have a relationship with you. Some words like that. But basically, I promise you I was not laughing at the time when this happened. But I remember this, instead of it being I wasn't sad. I remember being shell-shocked. I have never been broken up with that before. Don't be wrong. I've been broken up by many women before in my high school and middle school days. But I had never had somebody that said basically, I am cutting you out. I am getting rid of you. I do not want to have any sort of interaction with you anymore. All the other breakups I had before were along the lines of, let's try to be friends, or it's not you, it's me, right? The good old cliche breakups. Not this one. This one was pure, cut, and dry, and she was done with me. And to this day, we still haven't talked. I find it hilarious. So if I don't even know if she's watching these videos or follows me on Facebook, but I actually want to say thank you, because it actually gave me a lesson that I get to share with many of you. I think a lot of times as leaders, we get so caught up into the things that we believe we should be doing to grow our businesses, to grow our vision. And every client, every Vault team member, everybody who ever joins and works with me or one of my other coaches, one of the first things from a pure mindset perspective, from a pure world-class execution perspective, is to say, what can you dump right now? What is on your task list that you don't need to have on your task list? What is on your to-do list? What is a project? What is a conundrum that you've been toiling and emotionally draining yourself over that you just don't need to? More often than not, whether you're a solopreneur right now, whether you have a team of 100 people right now, more often than not, we put more on our plate than we really need to. And in fact, I'm going to go even one step further. In fact, I'm going to even go 2 steps further. Step further, number one, is that we are doing things that don't serve our greater purpose, that don't serve us creating a movement, that don't serve us leading people to a better tomorrow. That's step number one. That's a pretty big step. Step number 2 is that your time and energy, I would bet that 60% of it is being wasted on activities, on worries, on stresses, on decisions that don't make the difference that you were born to make. It's a very powerful statement. You can tell, obviously, by I guess I'm lowering my voice here, if you will. But I want you to know that at the end of the day, instead of figuring out, maybe take a different mindset. Instead of figuring out what you should be doing or what you could be doing, ask yourself what you shouldn't be doing and what you can get rid of so that you can get back to what matters most. So with that being said, leaders, live with honesty, work with integrity, and act with courage. Have a tremendous, amazing, fantastic, stupendous, and hopefully dumping a lot of stuff day.